Yo, what's poppin', guys, and welcome to another Scratch tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the perfect saving system on Scratch. In my opinion, I think it's the best one I've ever made, and I hope you guys will like it. If you've seen my other one, if you've seen my other one, not the super popular one, but the one that just saves variables, you'll remember that you had to get you'd have to get like 5 different codes, right? This one, I've shortened it down to only one that can save almost an infinite amount of variables, anything that you want. So, how are we going to do that? I'll show you. If you see this up here, this is the saving system code that I already have. This is mine, by the way. I'm not just like going back and forth looking at somebody else's code. You can tell because look, that's me. DK MiniGame, that's me. Share, you know, yeah, this is my thing, right? Yeah, pretty cool. Just so you know, just so you don't think I'm stealing from somebody else, this is my own work. I did do this by myself. So, you know, yeah. So, we're gonna go over how to do it. I will show you a demonstration of it first, so you know that it's real and not fake. Because I know a lot of people will do that. They'll go through the entire thing and then it doesn't work, so I'm gonna show you that it works. So, hit the green flag, you'll see these all numbers go up. So every single one of these is also a variable. These variables are connected to these numbers. If I press A, S, D, and F, it will change the values of these variables. So if I tap A, money goes up by 1, but also so does number 1 of all numbers. If I press F, my variable, this, all this good stuff, right? These two, okay, I need to switch these two around. I'll do that right now, actually. Just because, so it's not as confusing. Oh boy, we lost him. Where'd he go? Oh boy. We lost him, boys. There. Okay. There we go. Now it's up. Now it's up and doing good. So we can just, you know, kind of get some big numbers in here. See, look, now all these numbers are different, right? We'll tap the big save button. Can't tell what it says here, but it says a password. So I'm going to do the password 1234. And then look, it puts your save codes in here. It encrypts these numbers into this and then puts them all together into one long fat code. You take that one code and you copy it, right? Then you can restart, boom, hit the load button. That says type in your password. So we'll do 1234 and then we'll type in the code. Boom. And then it puts it all back where it belongs. Isn't that pretty cool? There, that's what I'm going to be showing you how to do today. So you know it works now. Let's get into, you know, how to make it. So yeah, let's start. So delete that ugly, fat, stupid cat that nobody likes. Then we're gonna just call this. I'm gonna call it Saving System Tutorial. Oh, there we go. So what I'd like to start with is let's make 4 variables. So one I'll call money. One I'll call, I don't know, health. One I'll call damage. One I'll call defense. There we go. Like maybe that's what your game is about. Like here, it's like an RPG, and you can buy modifiers to make your character stronger. So yeah, there we go. Maybe that's what you want your game to be all about. You want it to be all about, you know, stats, which is cool. I like stats. Send me your games. I'll play them. Send me your games. Even if it's a link, it'll be a spam. I'll put it. Just don't worry about it. Send me your games or just your username. Put your username down in the comments, and I might look at them for a video. Who knows? You never know. Okay, so now that we have all those, now we're gonna want to make the, you know, the graphic for the saving and the loading button. I don't really care what it looks like because I'm just making it really fast. So we'll go like boom, and then we'll put like a big old fat S on it because, you know, that's what the save means. Boom, big old S. Just kind of smack it on there. There we go. Look at our big saving button. I might as well call it that. Oh, I can't spell button. There we go. I'm just gonna copy it. I'm just gonna pick a color. Red works. I think red is what I used for the other one too. Oh, that looks disgusting. Let me just fix that. And then put another big fat L on it. This one's taking the L. It means load. Again, I wouldn't design your graphic like this. I'd spend a little more time on it. But yeah, here we are. We have our save button and our load button. Don't they look beautiful? They look beautiful. I know, right? So let's set up the very, very basic system. I'm just going to do this in my backdrops because, you know, I want to. We'll do when key A pressed, change money by 1. Pretty great, right? Also, I am going to do this. Just when this clicked, set all of them to 0. Just because, you know, I feel like that'd be a smart idea. Just to do that real quick. There we go. Boom. Oh, my goodness. No. Alright, fantastic. So, when A press, change money. When S, where's the S? There's the S. When A, change health. When D, where's D? D. There we go. We got damage. Perfect. And then one more. F. I scrolled way past F. Not money. Oh my goodness. Defense. There we go. So now look, we have the basic system ASDF. It changes these numbers, and then you hit that and it resets them. Pretty basic. Pretty basic. Now, what's next, you might ask? Well, we want to make a list, and you know, match these variables to the list. I'll show. If you don't understand what that means, I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna make a list called all numbers. I'm just gonna like slap it down there, and then when the green flag is clicked, I'm gonna put underneath here. Since you're gonna want to put this as many variables as you have. For example, I have 4 variables, so I'm gonna do this 4 times. We're going to do add 0. Well, no, insert. We want an insert. Insert 0 at one of all numbers. Well, now we should do insert. Let's change this up a bit. Then we'll do a forever right here, right? Forever. Insert money. Whatever one is the first one, so mine's money. At one of all numbers. Insert health at 2 of all numbers. Yeah. That's a bit messy. Let's not do that. If we do that, it's gonna look at how fast it got to 69,000. That just shows you how much stuff you can store. You can go over 69,000. I don't know what you're gonna do that's over 69,000, but I mean, if you do, let's just delete of all numbers when that starts. So, my goodness. So insert 0 at one of all numbers. Insert 0 at 2. 3, 4. Okay, so now when we start, boom, it gives us that. It deletes everything that's in numbers, and then replaces each thing with 0. Alright, cool. Now what do we do with, how do we sync it up? I'll show you how to sync this up. Here's how I'm going to do it. You can copy. I mean, that's kind of how the tutorial's kind of going to plan out. You copy what I do, and then you make a game out of it. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Okay, so, with money, we want to delete one of all numbers, which will delete the first, you know, the first 0, the one that's it. So delete one of all numbers. Under all numbers, right, it will delete whatever is marked 1, so to get rid of this 0. And then directly after that, you want to insert money at all numbers, at one of all numbers. And we're going to do this for the rest of the things. So for this health, we're deleting 2 of all numbers. Alright? Oh, put that above that. And insert health at 2 of all numbers. Do you see where we're going here? Do you see what's going on? Alright, good. So, delete 3 of all numbers. Insert damage at 3 of all numbers, and then one more time, delete 4 of all numbers, insert defense at 4 of all numbers. So let's test and see if that works. So now we're going to change money by pressing A. Alright, something didn't work out here. What's going on? See, we're off by just a little bit, right? You see that? And let me explain why. The reason why is because when you have the code set up like this, it'll go from top to bottom, right? It'll go code from top to bottom. So you're inserting the amount before you change it. So that's what we want to change. We want to make sure that changing is above the insertion of the number, so that it changes and then inserts the number. That's what was going on there. Let's try this again. Press A. There we go. Now they all are lined up to the amount that they get. Pretty cool, right? Alright, now, what are we going to do with that information? Well, we're going to do, we're going to make a new list called, I don't know, I'm just going to call it, I think it's something different from what I call it. I'm going to call it number encoding. Right here, this is going to encode these numbers into their own new numbers. So, when you hit the save button, so I'm just going to do when this clicked, you know, go to here, you know, all this good stuff, go to here, and then, you know, show. So, when the sprite is clicked, or when the save button is clicked, it will ask you for a password. What's your password? And again, stress that it is numbers only, because you really can't do math with letters. It doesn't work. What's your password? Numbers only at farmersonly.com. Really? It can't. Come on. Okay, well, you know what it says. You know what it says. We all know what it says here. Okay, so it's going to ask, what's your password? Numbers only. Then it's going to, and you can set up a system so that it only says that. I'll show you how to do that, I guess. Well, no, because no, I can show you. I'm sure there's a way easier way to do this, but I'm way too tired to do it. We can check. Oh no, let's just do this. Let's do this. An easier way to do this. We'll make a list, right? And we'll call it just letters. This is just okay, this system is optional. This is just a system to see if their password has a letter in it. So I'm just gonna put letters off to the side here. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna hide this later because we don't need to look at it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add something and put A, you know, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. There we go. That's all the letters in the alphabet. If you didn't know them, there they are. So, now that we have all this good stuff, right? What I want to do is we're going to set up a thing. So, we're going to get an if-else. Oh, that's an if. My goodness. If-else. If... Okay. If answer contains... Okay. Okay. There's a... Not an if-else. So you're going to want to repeat... Where's the repeat? Repeat. Where is it? Here we go. Repeat 26 times. Because there's 26 letters in the alphabet. I don't know if you knew that. If you didn't, there you go. If... Get that out of here. So we're going to make a variable called letter check. It means it's going to check for a letter. Get that out of here. We don't need to show that. So obviously when it's clicked, we're going to set letter check to 0, right? And then we're going to change letter check by 1 in here. And then what it's going to do is it's going to say, my goodness, it's going to change, you know, letter check by 1, and then it's going to say if, there we go, answer contains, then we're going to come down to our lists, item, right, and make, item letter check of, where is it, letters, then say, where is it, say for 2 seconds, password cannot contain numbers. I can't spell. Oh my goodness, I can't spell anything. My goodness. Password cannot contain letters. Okay, there we go. And I'll just do it for 1 second. So now, let's check this real quick. Let's see if it's... There's this vehicle just chilling outside. Okay, save. Numbers only. We'll put like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an H. Password cannot contain letters. We know, man. We know it can't. We made the system. We know it can't. I'm just gonna change this up so that doesn't do that again. There we go. Let's check that one more time. Hit save. Blah, 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 and then like 1 C and then a bunch more. Password cannot contain letters. Perfect. So what that does there, I'll explain what this does. So I'm gonna zoom in a whole bunch. There we go. Okay, so it checks when you hit. It checks when you hit the save button. Then it sets your letter check to 0. It asks for your password, and then after you input your password and hit enter or hit the little check mark, it will repeat 26 times. It will repeat. It'll change letter check by 1. Right. So now letter check is now 1. And then it'll see if the answer or what your password contains item letter check of letters. What does that mean? So we know that letter check after this equals 1. So it'll check 1 of letters. Our list letters, our number 1 is A. So since this is 1, it'll check 1 of letters, or A. It'll check if your answer, like if anything in your password contains the letter A. And if it does, then it'll say password cannot contain letters. If it doesn't, that's where this thing ends, and it repeats. For the second time, changing letter check to 2, then instead of checking 1, it'll check 2. And then it'll do this 26 times, checking all the letters from, A to Z. And then if it doesn't, then, it'll continue with whatever gets put underneath this. So, let's put something underneath it. How about that? So, what I want to do is we will now put in a little system that will then encode the numbers. By the way, I'm going to hide this letters now because we don't need to see that. Okay, so we will insert something at 1 of number encoding. We'll insert 1 at 1 of number. Okay, my goodness, I'm sorry. We'll insert number 1 of all numbers. Oh my goodness, at number 1 of number encoding. So we need to encode it so that not everybody's is the exact same, and that's where we bring your password into perspective. So we're going to insert. Grab yourself a multiplication and put that in the insert. So we're going to do item 1 of all numbers. So insert item 1 of all numbers multiplied by, also make a new variable and call it password. I forgot to do this. Insert called password, and then do, let's actually hide the password. Okay, so in this, clicked, set password to nothing. And then at the end of here, my goodness. Set password to answer. Okay, there we go. Now we can do multiplied by password. So it'll check whatever is in here. So if it was like, for example, 1, if your 1 of all numbers was 1, it would multiply whatever that was by your password. So in my case, I normally use 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 times 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I put that in number 1 of number encoding. So we'll put this down here. My goodness. Item 2 by password at 2 of number encoding. 3, and 4, 4. So now, what do we have? Let's check. So let's set, oh, I'm pressing 1 instead of A. So let's set that to maybe 48, right? Hit save, numbers only, type in your password, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit enter. It multiplied 48 by 1, 2, 3, 4, which gives us this big old fat number, right? Okay, awesome. And it'll do that with all of them. Let's check to make sure it does it with all of them. Oop, right, we forgot to do one thing. You see this? So when the green flag is clicked, we're going to delete all of number encoding, just to make sure that that gets flushed out. Okay? Boom. There we go. So, sorry, there's a car driving by. I'm sorry if you can hear that. I'm sorry if you hear any background noises. probably wouldn't, whatever. So input a number, blah, blah, blah. Actually, wait, we need to actually put something for, you know, everything else. So let's just kind of set all the numbers to something random that aren't the same number. There we go. Those are all different numbers. Hit save. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Multiplied 15 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 13 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 14 by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 12 by 1, 2, 3, 4. And give us a bunch of different numbers. Now, what do we do with those numbers? Well, we're going to make one more list called code. This is the code that the person will be saving. They'll be saving this big old number. And then after this, right under here, what it will do is it will insert. Then we're going to grab number encoding at 1 of code. So it'll insert, so number encoding is every single one of these, right? So 18510, 16042, 17276, 14808, right? It's every single one of these numbers in order. So that's what we can do. So put that in there, and then we'll watch what happens. We'll watch what happens. So let's set all these things to something random, right? Something that's not the same. There we go. 11, 12, 13, 14. Save. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Let me actually stretch this out so you can actually see it doing its thing. There. So you put every single one of these in order. And then we can take the code, you know, just like that. And I'll remember this. I'm going to use this code for the rest of the time. So we have 11, 12, 13, 14, right? 11, 12, 13, 14. That's how it's going to look. So there we go. Oh, we also need to flesh out code. So let's also flesh out code when the green flag is clicked. So delete all of code. Bam, now float code gets flushed out. Just to make sure I don't mess up, I'm going to paste the code in this little tab up here. Alright, cool. What's next, you might ask? I'll tell you what's next. Now we need to make up the loading system. Now the loading system, I think, is where it gets super difficult. Well, not difficult, more complex than what you see right here. So if you're ready for us to start, here we go. If you're not, rewind the video, watch again until you understand and have the code working as you would like it. Alright, you ready to start? Let's go. Go to your save button too. I forgot to name it. Load button. I can't spell. My goodness. There we go. Okay, go to your load button. And I'm going to set this up real quick. When the green flag clicked, go to here. And, you know, show. Alright, fantastic. Now we can, like, move this thing around, then boop. Alright, cool. So, when your load button is clicked, let's do that. So, when the sprite clicked, or when the load button is clicked, we're going to make a new variable. I'm going to call the variable decryption number. So now we're decrypting our big old code. You can just hide that. You're going to set our decryption number to 0. to 0, however you want to say it. So set your decryption number to 0. Then it's going to ask for your password again. So ask, what's your password? This one doesn't matter because if you give me something, if you give a letter, it just won't do anything. So, what's your password? Alright. After it asks what your password is, it will set password to, oh, no, not money. Set pass. If you do want to set up something so they can't put in a letter, just copy what we did here. Like, literally, this is it, right? Here, I'll even do it. I'll do it right here. Then we'll just smack it in there. Oh my goodness. So just take this and then go like boom. What the heck? That's weird looking. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Alright. That was kind of weird. So just like do this. Boop. And just warn them. Numbers only. There we go. There we go. Perfect system. There we go. Set password to answer. Now, here's where stuff starts getting a little crazy. We're going to ask them for their password. Or not your password. What's your code? And then you'd input your code. So, we're going to make a new list And I'm sure there's a way to compact this more. I'm just doing this in the most simplistic way I can think to show people. So we're going to make a new list called code. But like, I don't know, code decryption. I'm just going to call it CD, code decryption. That's what we'll call it. And then, bam, it'll just put the code right there. That's what it'll put the code. It'll put your CD right in there. When I did that, when I moved my mouse like that, I shook my entire desk and my monitors went like, brrr. Okay. It'll ask what your code is. And then we want to flush out CD when we hit the green flag, so it's not full. Then what we'll do is add, just to make sure nothing goes wrong. Insert answer, add one of CD, so it'll then put your code into CD. And then what it needs to start doing, it needs to start pulling all the codes apart. And the way I plan on doing that is, if you've seen when we did that, right, it showed every single number and then it showed spaces. We're going to check if there's a space, and when there's a space, it's going to make something new. So make two new lists called one D store for decryption store. Right, I'll put that up here. That is way too big to fit in there. So bam, there is decryption store. Then we're going to make another list called final codes. And I'll put final codes up here as well. Okay. We have our area. We have our last two. This is all we should need to finish up this project. Let's start. Do you think we should start? Let's start. Okay, so my goodness, I don't know what's going on right now. I have something in my throat or something. Okay, it's not day VIRUS. I don't know if YouTube can detect me saying the word, so just in case it can, I'm just gonna say it. Anyways, what we need to do is we need to get CD into the D store. Very easy necessarily to set up. So how are we gonna do this? Go ahead, grab yourself a repeat, and we're going to repeat, where is it, length of CD times. So however many characters are in CD. So let me just set this up real fast. So I'm just going to do this as an example. I'm just going to do this as an example. Blah, 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 blah. So, and then you take your CD, right? So imagine this right here is in CD. It's going to repeat however many characters. Oh my goodness. It's going to repeat however many characters. I just saved that as a text, whatever. It's going to save however many characters are in code. It's going to repeat it this many times. So in this case, this is 5. So that's 25, 26, 27, 28. It's going to repeat 28 times if this was the code we were using, because spaces count as characters. So repeat length of CD time. We will change our decryption number by 1. Then what we'll do is we will add, right? We will add item decryption number, so 1 right now, or 0 because you know that's what it's set to, but it'll change it to 1, and then it'll check item 1 of CD, so the first number of CD, not CD, no, add that to D store. So it'll add whatever number 1 of CD is to D store. Okay? Then it'll check if, where is it? There it is, equals. If item, oh my goodness, if item decryption number of CD is space, put a space here. Don't make it empty. It's very important you put a space. Okay? This is a space. This isn't just blank. This is a space. That is very, very important. If a decryption number of CD equals space, meaning we've reached a space in the code, we will then insert There we go. Insert. Then you'll have, where is it? D-store to item 1. Where, my goodness, where is it? Of final codes. Got it? You got it, right? Okay, good. Actually, no, don't insert. If you insert it, it'll overlap. I am incredibly sorry. No, insert should work. Insert should work. If it doesn't, we'll go back and change it. Don't worry. So insert D-store at 1 of final codes. I'm sorry if I talk really slow when I do this. I'm really sorry. I just want to make sure I'm getting it right. So that's why I talk so slow. Okay. So insert D-store at 1 of that, and then it will delete all of D-store. And then it'll keep going. So right now it's going to do this in an instant. It is going to do it so quickly. And I'll show you an example. Watch me have something messed up. So let me just take this code and go Control-C. Alright. So hit this. Load. Password. 1234. Code. Excuse me. Did I mess up? Hold up. No, I didn't. Type in your password. 1234. Wait a minute. I'm so confused. Wait a second. Where am I messing up here? Alright, I'm sorry. I figured out the problem. So, 2 things that you want to add. First, up here, put a delete all of D-store under the green flag. And then under when this sprite clicked, I forgot, change your letter, or set your letter check to 0. That's what was causing that to happen. So, let me show you what the problem is now. Right? You put in your password, and you type in your code, and then look, it just sits there like that. Right? Why does it do that, you might ask? Why does it put all of it in there? I thought it's supposed to check. I'll tell you why it's not checking, right? It's because of this, right? You're putting item 1 of CD, which item 1 of CD is the entire code. I can't believe I didn't see that. By the way, I put wait in there just so I can see what's happening. Sorry. So what we're going to do instead of doing that hot garbo, what we just had right there, move this a bit. Okay, so... okay, sorry. What we're going to do is obviously put that in there. That needs to stay. And then we'll grab an if else. If then else. If, get this out of here. If letter, where is letter? There we go. If letter decryption number of, where is it? It'd be in CD. If letter decryption number of CD equals, make this a space, not just nothing, a space. Oh my goodness. Then what we're going to do is insert D-store into 1 of final codes, delete all of that. Otherwise, add item decryption, add letter decryption number of CD to D-store. There we go. That's what we want. Let's try this now. It's asking for the password. You just can't see it. It's underneath here. Ask for the password. 1234. Asks for the code. Put that in there. Boom. So now what that did is, obviously it only did it once just because I said to do that. It put 1. It put the first thing. So 1. And that's the first thing in CD. Alright, awesome, right? So, see this? Length of CD, right? Is just 1. That's what we need to change. It repeated itself once because there's only one thing in CD. That makes sense. So instead what we're going to do is this is length of code decryption, right? But we want to do it in a different way. That detects how many numbers are in the list. But if you do this length of CD, the length of CD, okay, so the length of it operators and the length of in, you know, the list stuff works in 2 different ways. Obviously, the one in the list checks how many numbers or how many lists there are on the list. This length checks how many characters are in it. In case this one is 23. So, now, let's watch what it does now that we've done that. Hit load, type in your password, and then hit, hey, look at that. My friend's playing Tabletop Simulator. That's weird. Alright, put that in there just like that, type your code in. Boom. puts in all your codes. Now you might be asking, okay, well, it went through all those and put our codes in, but why didn't it put in the last one? I'll tell you why. Watch this. So it does it that many times, right? Which means it doesn't have another time. So if it does it 23 times, it doesn't find the last space. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and we need to add. Alright, we good? Sorry, the recording cut out. We need to add whatever is left in the D store to the final thing in final codes. Right? That's the last thing we need to add. So then we need to add D store to final codes. Right? So by doing that, we add the last number. Cool, right? I know. It's really cool. Alright, there is one thing I do want to change in the code a little bit, and that's right here when it says insert dstore at one of final codes. I just want to add it, because when you insert it at 1, it'll insert every single one at 1, and then when it adds this to the final thing, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't understand that, don't worry. Yeah, just trust me that this will fix it. Instead, do add dstore to final codes, and then delete all of dstore. That fixes it. Trust me, because you see, this our CD, the first code is 13574, which we know is money, but on here it's the third thing down, and then this would be the second thing, the third thing, and the fourth thing, and we don't want it to do that. We want them to go backwards. So we do that, hit 1, 2, 3, 4, put in our code, and then boom, that fixes it. See, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect, right? Yeah, there we go. Alright, just wanted to settle that up so that we could fix that. Now, last thing we need to do. There's only one more thing. We have officially decrypted the code back to where we need it to be. Now we just need to insert these back into our variables. How do we do that? I'll show you. It's super easy. Excuse me. So, what we want to do is first, just for my sanity's sake, I'm going to delete all of dstore. Oh yeah, by the way, right here, delete all the final codes as well. You kind of need to do that so that when you restart, you know, it doesn't have all these codes in there. Boom, perfect. So now what we need to do is we need to set money, right, to item 1 of final codes, which in that case would be, you know, our 1377, all that good stuff. Whatever our first thing was in final codes. Whatever our first number in final codes, that's what you're setting money to. But it'd be a big number. We need it back to the original number. So we're going to get our dividing thing, our dividing math equation, and divide it by our password, which inherently makes it back to what our number originally was. So, oh my goodness. Then we're going to set, I think damage, or no, health is our next one, to item 2 of final codes. Set damage is next. Damage to item 3. Set defense to item 4. Just like that. Now let's see if all our hard work actually paid off and that it did it correctly. Alright? Let's check. Hit load, type in your password. Insert your code. Look at that. 11, 12, 13, 14. It worked. Now, if you want to know what's going on in the D store to make them do that, I'll show you what happens. I'll make it a little easier to tell. So what I'll do is I'll, where is the, wait 1 second. I'll put wait 1 second right above this so you can see what's happening super slowly. I'm going to sneeze, so I'm going to pause the video and be right back. Alright, I'm back. So let's see what happens. Hit your load button, 1, 2, 3, 4, and paste in our code. Now watch this. It starts checking every single number. And when it reaches a space, it'll put it into final codes. So it goes through every single letter and waits till it hits a space to add it to final codes. 7, 2, 7, 6. And then it puts it in there. And then once it's done with every single character, it'll put them in the thing. So there we go, guys. That is my... I think that's as perfect as I can make a saving system as of now. If I come up with a better idea, obviously I'll share it with you guys. But for now, that's all I have for saving systems in that case. thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, then like it. If you didn't like it anyways, because I'm sorry if this video seems slow because I kept kind of like repeating myself and all that kind of garbage. And if there were some weird cuts, I'm sorry. Like recording kept doing some weird stuff. I'm very sorry. So yeah, like because of that. Also, if you enjoy my content, you should subscribe if you enjoy it. That helped me out a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.